So till yesterday, we have seen the break, bold tag, list, underline, horizontal line, and subscript, superscript, the last which we have seen. Now today we are going to see local link. So HTML links are defined with tag called a tag. Less than a, greater than is the tag. So by using this a tag, we can implement a links, which is a local links. Now A stands for here anchor. A means anchor. And then let's say here example A href. So we need to use the attribute in the anchor tag. We need to use the attribute which is called href. So that is reference of the hyperlink. So whatever this link is there, so maybe whatever the URL is there, you can specify this URL. And here whatever we are specifying it will display on the text. It will display on the text. Now let me show you one example. Now file, new text file, select a language, HTML. Now let's specify here HTML. So this will add a header. And then we'll add a body here. The header will add a title. This is web 4. Or let's say this is the HTML URL, hyperlink, or anchor tag. So this is the title. And after that, we have a body. Inside the body, I'm going to add a paragraph here. Let's say, let's take some paragraph. So I'm going to get some paragraph here. I'll search for HTML, about HTML. So we have some link here. I'm going to copy this. And this is the paragraph which we have it. Now inside this paragraph, wherever the HTML is there, this HTML should be displayed as a hyperlink. That means this is entire paragraph. In this entire paragraph, this HTML should be displayed as a hyperlink. That means it will be displayed as like this, underline. Now if I click on this, it should open the HTML web page. It should open the HTML web page. So if you want to implement this kind of a scenarios, now if you want to implement this kind of a scenarios, what we can do is we can use the anchor tag. So let's say here, before that, I'm going to show you how to use the anchor tag. So just specify here a, which is nothing but an anchor tag. Now inside the anchor tag, we have a attribute which is called as a href, and for this href we are going to display. So let's say here I'm going to display, this is the URL. I'll take this URL and I'll specify this URL here, and here I'm going to specify, click here to open the page. Right, so let me save this file. Now let's click on save as. Control S. Now let's say here web 4. Click on this save. We have downloaded the file. So we have saved the file in the document. VS Code, HTML, and then we have a web form. Now this is how it is going to display. Right, so this is here, click here to open the page. Now if I say here, open the page, it will open up the page. Right, so wherever you want, it will be open up the page. Now this is you are opening up the third party URL. Let's say in the local system. Now I have a multiple web pages are there. Multiple web pages are there. Now in the web 4, when I click on the link, so it should open the web 2 file. This is the file it should open. As soon as I click on this, it should open this file. Now, how can I refer the local pages? The local which we have it. So this is the third party URL. Now I'm going to show here. This is the local page. Anchor href equal to. You can specify here web2.html. Right, and then we will say here open local page. Click on this save. Now let's go to the here page, refresh. Now this is the local page and this is the text name. Now let me add here paragraph, or else you can add a breakpoint. The reason I am adding the breakpoint, so after open local page, immediately it is displaying here. Now I want this to be displayed at the bottom. Either you can add a break here or else you can place it inside the paragraph. I'm going to add a breakpoint here and just refresh. Now it is displaying at the bottom. Now if I click on this open local pages, if I click on this, what is happening? It is opening up the web 2 page. Now if I say web 3 page, it will open up the web 3 page. Now this is open web 2 page. Similarly, we have a web 3. This is web 1 and web 2 and this is web 3. Open web 1 page, web 2 page and web 3. Click on this save. Refresh this. Right, so this is the hyperlink. Now let's say here, I'm going to click on this, it will open up the web 1. Now this web 2, again it is opening the web 2. And if I say web 3, this is opening up the web 3 page. But what is happening when I click on this, it is rendering the same page. That means this page, whatever this page is there, this page itself is rendering, right? But I do not want to render the same page. When I click on it, it should open in the next tab. If I want next tab to be open, so what we have to say here is we need to use the another attribute which is called target. We have another attribute which is called in the anchor, which is target. Target equal to either you can use a hyphen blank or else, now I'm going to use it here, target equal to self, target equal to, you can specify the top, right, and then one more here, target equal to parent. Now this is web 1 is a blank, target is blank, web 2 page is a self, and web 3 page is a top, and this whatever the external is there. This external is we are trying for the hyper parent. Now, let's see this output. Refresh. So when I click on this, target is a blank. So what is happening? It is opening in the next tab. Now if I say target equal to self, that means in the self, render the same page. Render the same page. When I say top, so it will be rendering the same page itself. Self and top both are same. Parent is also same. So if you want only the next tab is only the blank is going to work on it. Target equal to underscore blank, it will work. Self, top, parent, everything will be rendering the same page. Now in case between the paragraph, if you want to add it, so you want to add the link here. So just copy this link, Control A. Let me add it at the bottom, Control A, and then I'm going to add it here. Target is, let's add the target here, blank instead of parent. I'm going to use it as a blank. We will be ending the anchor tag after the HTML. Right, so we have it, the hypertext markup language, or then we are adding the hyperlink to the HTML is the standard markup language for the document design to be displayed in the web browser. Now let's save this. Now once it is saved, just refresh the page. Refresh the page. Here HTML is displayed in the hyperlink. Now if I click on this, it will open up the page in the next tab because we have used the target is blank. So that's about the hyperlink, which is a local link, local pages. So the link address we will be specifying into the attribute called href attribute. And these attributes are provided additional information about the HTML. Now global link, which we have already seen the global link. So global link is nothing but where you are providing the third-party URL. So which we have already seen how to use it. So in the Visual Force page here, Visual Studio. So what we have done is this is the third-party URL, right? So this third-party URL we are this is a global link. So when we are calling the another global links, which is nothing but HTTP or https://www.w3school.com or any other global links, you can directly provide it. Now, next one which we have is HTML images. HTML images. So if you want to place any image, right? So how can we use it? By using the img tag. You can use it by img tag. Now the source file here, the source file src and the alternative text is ALD and the size. So these are the attributes: source, src, alternative ALD, and then width and the height. So how much size you want to specify it, height and width for the image. So basically img tag is having the attributes of src, ALD and height and width. So let's say here src is where you are giving the file path, where you are specifying the file path. And here ALD is nothing but file not found. In case if the image is not displayed, in case the image is not displayed, then if you want to, for example, if you want to display, in case anytime image is not displayed, then you wanted to display the text message, alternate text message. This ALT is nothing but alternative text message. And what is the height and width? Now let's see here. Here itself, I'm going to display it. Now inside the body, let's say here I'm going to display the image. src, we have a src is the attribute. And also we have a ALT is the attribute. After that, we have a height and width. Height and then we have a width. Self-close. Now here in the images, first let's specify the, I need to use the img instead of image. So img is a self-closed one. Now here alternative text which I'll be displaying is file not found. And height width you can decide it how much you want it. Let's say here 300 pixel. And height is also 300 pixel. Now I need to find out the image. Let me find out the image in my local system. Images. Let me say, so this is also everything. So now let's go back and here. Now what we are going to do is we are going to whatever we have downloaded. Now let me open the downloaded one. So let me take this now. So we are going to use it here. Now let me take one PNG file. So I have already, which is called as a service dashboard.png, and click on save. See the output. So it says file not found. Right. So whenever there is a error, it says that file not found. Right. Now if I say here the URL, end URL, right? Let me open this. Now this image URL, I'm providing the image URL. Let's copy this, copy the image, address. So in case if you provide like this, it will also say refresh. So you have to play with multiple times. Whatever is available, you need to keep on playing with. So this is the HTML page. Now if you want to decrease this height and width for this, so let's go ahead and decrease it. I'll come to that point. So here, refresh. Now it is saying that on this is I have reduced it. Again, if you want to reduce this one, you can reduce to that one. So again, it is going to display here width and height. I'm going to add this information. So let's add this. So both are 100 pixel. Now click on this refresh. Now this is HTML and one more is file not found. Now image tag is working fine. But what is happening? It is not able to identify the file. It is not able to identify the file. So basically, why it is not able to identify the file? For example, if I say here, I'm going to open up downloads and whatever I have downloaded. Now I'll copy this. I'll copy this or else service desk itself, service dashboard, whatever the service dashboard is there. I'll copy that file. Have the file. Let's copy this. Search in the downloads. Service dashboards. Service dashboard. I should be having the service dashboard. Then I have copied it here. Okay, so right click, rename, and if I try to save here, it says that there is a file is already available. Now let me change this name, rename, and I'm going to use it as a SD PNG file. So this file is available in the downloads. It says SD is available in the downloads. What is happening? Okay, so this is the file which is available. Now I'm going to copy this and let's specify here instead of service dashboard, I'm going to specify it as a file name as SD. Now just now we have seen this page. It is available in the downloads. Now if I try to see the response, click on this, save. I have already saved it. And if you see here, inspect. No. Console. File is not able to load it. Error file not found. Why it is not able to find the file? Because it is trying to see here. I have a documents. Inside the documents, VS Code. Right, inside the VS Code, we have a HTML. So in this folder, it is trying to identify where is this, because we have just given here. If you look at the file path here, C:user Swapna OneDrive document VS Code HTML SD.png. Right, so it is trying to identify this file within the HTML folder. Within the HTML folder. Now, if I specify here, now if I hover it, it is giving me the file where it is trying to identify it. So it is not able to identify within the folder that is HTML. So only it will look for the files which you are providing it. Now let me copy this. Now let's open documents. VS Code and then HTML, and we have to specify it in this folder. Let's paste it. Now I have this PNG file. Now if I say refresh, now it is displaying it here, right? So it is trying to find out, because we are not giving any path here. If I specify the path, C drive and look for only particular folder. If I give a specific path, in that case, what it does is it is going to display the information or images from that particular path. In case if you do not specify the C:user, whatever the complete path, if you do not specify, if you just specify the PNG file name, it will look for only the path that whatever the HTML you are storing it, in that path itself, it is going to look for it. Otherwise, it will not be able to identify. Anytime if you see file is not displayed, just right click, inspect, and you can specify here image. In the image, what is the current source it is looking for it. So look for the current source. So if the current source and your file is both are in different places, then it will not display the image. Then it will not display the image. So this is how it is going to display the details. That's about the image. Now link also we have seen by using some other links, right? So right now we have specified some link. So from the Google, if you have some file name JPG file is available. So if you want to give it, you can specify that. So which we have already seen. Now take this as a homework. So take this as a homework. Create an email link. As soon as you click on the send email, as soon as you click on send email, link, it should be open up Outlook, send the email to the specified email address. So you need to create an email link. You need to create an email link. So here it is one text is available, which is called email link. And this email link is a hyperlink. As soon as I click on this, it should open the email box and it should open up for the sending an email. Sending an email. It should open up the Outlook and you have to send an email, and whatever the from address is there, from address should be automatically populated. from address should be automatically populated. From the HTML, whatever the email address you are providing it, that's the same email ID should be automatically populated. So how you will use it? So basically I'll give you the hint. So here use the mail to. Use the mail to in the href attribute. So we have a href attribute, right? So inside that href attribute, you just specify the mail to. So by using the mail to, this is the keyword, just use the mail to. By using the keyword, you can use the attribute. Try it. If it does not work, let me know. Now next homework is implement this page. In this page, you have a multiple options. Header 1, paragraph, bold text, right? And some paragraph is there. In this paragraph, you have a hyperlink which is called example.com. If you click on this, it should open up the google.com. And this text has a line break. Now each one, this is also another paragraph, but this paragraph is broken between. Usually the paragraph will be displayed in straight line, right? So do not use a break here, use the different. So this is the line break, and then below that, this entire, it is one paragraph, but it is displaying in the 2 lines. You can use the break here, and below is some performed text tag. Now this performed text has to be displayed as a paragraph, but do not use it here the breakpoint. Here use the breakpoint, here do not use the breakpoint. It should be displayed in a different font. This is different font, and it has to be divided line by line. And there is a horizontal line here, and then thank you is a paragraph. So this is the homework. And second one is another homework. Welcome to my website. This is a simple example of using the various HTML page. That is the paragraph. Similarly, we have here website. When you click on the website, it should open up some website. And then this is a bold text. And below it is a perform text is a different one. And we have an image, and we have a subscript, superscript. Some information about the subscript, superscript, we have it exactly. It should be displayed same, and the image also displayed. This is another homework. And any questions so far? So that's about the, now if you want to practice more, go to the HTML website. In the HTML website, go to the bottom, you can see here HTML tag list. HTML tag list. So here it is going to give you the what are the tags which are available in the HTML. So this is for the comments which we have already seen. Document, this is basically, it specifies the document type, right? So by default it will be added. Then we have a hyperlink anchor tag, and we have already seen the bold text, right? So break tag. So practice all these things. So whatever the HTML you have, you can see here all the tags. So around 40 to 50 tags are there. So you have to look, you have to understand each tag and practice it. So in this side, you can see all. Any questions, whoever new to the program, especially the JavaScript or HTML? Is anybody new to HTML? So practice it today, HTML. So whatever the tags you can see here, please practice it. There are a few members who are new. So guys, please practice it, because tomorrow we will be seeing the styling part of it, CSS. So you should be able to understand each tag, how we are using it, what is it, every tag you should be able to understand. So the pre-tag, pre-formatted text, which we have already seen. So if you click on this, it will open up the example. Then here click on this, try it yourself. When you click on try it yourself, now if you change anything here, click on this run. This is the output you will be able to see. So you can practice it here itself. So everybody should be practicing it. So tomorrow we will see the CSS. Now here the image link. What is the question on the image link? This is the image link. Either you can specify the complete path, specifying the C colon, or just specify the
second one.
The second image I have taken directly from the URL. So sometimes what happens is when you look for the image, so if you copy this image address, right? So sometimes you will have a image addresses are huge. Now let's say I'm going to take here Dreamforce. Now Dreamforce, if I take it here, copy the image address. So these addresses are huge. Now let's say here Dreamforce. Let's click on this Dreamforce. Right, so it starts with the data, image, and these are the ones which are available. Or else you can go to any website, Dreamforce website, and then get it from there also. So let's say here I'm going to this website. Right click. Copy the image address and just get it here. So when you go to the website, you will be able to clearly see the URL. So let's say here I'm going to add one more URL, one more image, and say here image source, and then we have a alternative, and similarly we have a width and height. Close this, and the source is the image URL. Alternate text is, let's say here Dreamforce. Width is 100 and height is 100. Click on this save. You just go back to our page. That is our page. Now this is our page. Just refresh it. Now you will be able to see. So if you right click on this also, you will be able to identify from which other places we are taking the images. So this is the image. But similarly in the Salesforce also, when you hover it, it will display the images. Let's say here I'm going to log in to Salesforce. Just say here right click, inspect. So img source, right? So this is the source. So that is the image location. So from that image location, we are trying to display the information. So in this OR, we have a images is the folder. In that images folder, setup, tiles, and then PNG file is there. So this is all specific images. This one also you will be having an image. So this is another image. image setup, tiles, so these are information. So Salesforce is also uses that the backend HTML.